the studio of your mom's basement comes a podcast by two idiots in a revolving door of legends and has-beens from the oldest university in Texas. This is Purple, Gold, and Getting Old.
How was your summer, Tyler?
My summer's been insane. Mission trips to Appalachia, VBS's, preaching at summer camps. I just officiated my first wedding, so
there you go.
A lot of chaos, but
Did you go to Haiti?
Get back into routine. Do what?
Did you go to Haiti?
No, I did not.
Well, then it's not a real mission trip. That's what I've been told.
Yeah. What was sort of funny though? How like people sold those Haiti shirts, send them to Haiti. That was like this huge thing. Like,
and just so our audience knows, the audio on my end cut when you said shirts, and it really sounded like you said something else. So I just want to make sure our audience knows.
Yeah.
He said shirts.
Definitely selling shirts. And so I was wanting to sell like our mission trip shirts to other people to help raise money. And everyone apparently nobody else went to small, goofy Baptist schools because everyone else was like, but what? Why? But we're not going on the mission trip. Why would we want the mission trip shirt? I'm like, to give money? Well, I'll just give you money, but why would I want the shirt? I'm like, wow. I don't know. I just thought that's what people did.
I can't talk. I just hosted the second annual Lone Star Skinny Dip down in Austin, where people literally lost their clothes so they could donate them to charity. And it was supposed to be a joke. And we collected almost 600 articles of clothing for two charities. Shout out to Laura May's Resale in Belton. They sell donated clothes and all proceeds go to Helping Hands. And so it was a good Christian charity to link up with, but there was one guy out of all those people that donated who literally
charity with speaking.
Well, I sort of surprised them with that. I didn't tell them. I showed up with the donations. I hear it, but I told them what it was, and they were like, "You can come back next year." This was.
So when you say you surprised them and you showed up with their donations, are you telling me you showed up naked to surprise them?
No. The event's in Austin. I collect the clothing and I bring it back to Belton, and then I surprise them with the clothing. But we did have one guy who showed up to the clothing drive and actually donated his literal clothes, and his quote was, "We'll figure out how I get out of the parking lot later." And I'm really glad I finished that story before these youngsters get on here. Yeah. But while they're figuring out the login, like Welcome Week, it's just so weird, like looking at all these pictures, because we're welcoming the podcast for a new season, but I guess UMHB also just welcomed everyone back. And my parents actually were there recruiting for our church. It was weird. They were at UMHB Welcome Week and I wasn't. It was kind of a strange universe. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't
It's always been my favorite week.
Look at these guys.
Because it's
walking
college
in
without the class.
It's college without the class. Welcome Week is the best because of that. Yeah. I don't know. My freshman year, there were a couple of dudes that just never went to class. They just took a free semester to just be enrolled, took the 0 GPA and got out.
Dang.
Their parents were thrilled.
Couldn't be me.
Yeah.
I could be
What's up, guys?
Nothing much.
How'd Welcome Week treat y'all?
It was good. I was a color leader, so I was, running around and like dressed up like a clown.
Yeah. I was a tri-dub, so I just helped with all the
he took the lazy
assembly
route.
line stuff. Yeah, the lazy route for sure.
Well, it's not lazy at all. It's just
there's less work to do.
Tyler, do you know what any of these things are? Because we had a
my sister's
a tri-del.
We had Welcome Week.
Tri-del. Is that like a sorority?
Yeah, she went to Baylor.
I think it is.
Pray for.
In ours, like Welcome Week moms and Welcome Week dads and Welcome Week aunts and Welcome Week uncles.
Yeah,
and that was great. But then it was always awkward when people I told people hey guys, I started dating my mom.
Whoa, mommy.
And then if you don't know, you're
that's
like
kind of a thing nowadays of mommies.
Mommy.
No, I don't think I ever heard mommy. That would be
I think the creepiest one I ever heard was this guy who went on to play. I won't say who it was, but he was one of the Jesuses for Easter pageant in my 4 years. He told us, and he had this real laid back, soft voice, real good dude, you know. And so it threw us when he said this because, you know, I need to be a father figure to these welcome week girls in my group. I just want to be their daddy. We're like, whoa, all right, dude.
Oh, daddy.
Don't be their daddy now.
So welcome week, how'd that go for?
Oh wait, sorry guys.
We got somebody else.
We got another guy.
There we go.
New recruit. It's Keanu. Hello.
Oh snap! What's up, man?
Oh, what's that?
Let's go, dude.
Let's go.
I don't know, man. Keanu scares me. I don't know what kind of GIF we're gonna get loaded into this thing to totally just like derail the conversation.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, anyway, we were just kind of shooting the breeze for a few minutes before y'all logged in, but we were just starting to talk about welcome week because everything we see on Instagram stuff looks so much different because like we also had a dubbing ceremony that was still at Luther Memorial. So seeing these pictures at the stadium was weird, first of all, but
that changed my year because of COVID.
Yeah.
They wanted it all spread out. And they just like doing it at the stadium. Because I remember when they first built the stadium, it was kind of like the only people that got on that field were the football players, and then you got on it when you graduated. But
well, there
a lot
were
more leading on.
There were a couple of dudes who actually got on that field while it was still being built, and it was all fine and good until Andy Archibald texted those two guys and said, "Hey, there's a live stream of the stadium, and there's two guys on the field, and those two guys may or may not be sitting right here." So, yeah, it's like busted. Yeah, it's weird. So I'm gonna have y'all tell me real quick before we get into couch crew stuff, like what the dubbing ceremony looks like now, because when we were there, they did, you know, the actual sword dubbing with the freshmen. There were candles. Sophomores rang the bell for every year that the school has existed. Juniors toasted marshmallows off the eternal flame, and seniors ran and rang the bell that used to be in the smoker circle. I guess now it's at the alumni center. So what all happened?
There was no junior.
There was nothing junior.
Juniors didn't get anything.
Wow.
He's not in the couch crew. He's already graduated.
It's okay, us too.
Juniors didn't get anything. I had COVID last welcome week, so I went and rang the bell for Lost Cause. I wanted to know what it felt like. So I rang the bell, even though I am a junior now. And freshmen, they just get dubbed, right? They just
get dubbed, yeah. They just get dubbed. They have like little fake candles that they hold on to. Yeah, it's a dub.
They they're like all getting these lines, and they have the dubbers like Randy O'Rear and other dubbers, and they get in these lines. Like, how many lines of dubbing are there?
Oh, like 10. There's
10 dubbers, and then the crew groups line up all of their lines, and then they get dubbed after by the
cool.
The
so that part sounds the same. That's kind of how our freshman year was, but they didn't light a student. As long as they didn't light a student on fire like they did at one of mine, that was joyous.
Actually, that was my freshman year.
They have an electronic.
The candles aren't real anymore, so they're just electronic candles with batteries in them.
I think that's probably because.
Yeah, the Crusader Knight from the previous year would like take a torch from the eternal flame or whatever, and then like light the first candles, and the dude set his arm on fire one year.
Yeah,
they still have the King Crusader come and do it, but he doesn't light anything. He just walks. He just runs around.
Yeah, well, they lit him that year. I don't think he saw. So they put a casing around the eternal flame, and so like Cab tried to sneak like a little lighter behind it, but everyone heard the click, and we all saw the lighter. And I guess when he was turning around, they had doused it too much, and it ran down his arm. And so the dude's like on fire, walking up to like dub everybody. And yeah, I went over to his house the next day, and he had very severe burns all up his arm. It was bad.
Yeah, dude.
Dang, bro, that's like
Cab. Cab back then must have been crazy. I'm in Cab now. They have something called executive Cab, which I have managed to weasel my way in. Yeah, Cab isn't like it used to be. We're a little bit softer. I tried to do a fire prank one time, and they didn't like that.
I bet not.
Yeah.
Well, see what Tyler and I can tell you. The key is do that at other campuses, just not UMHB's. I didn't tell you that. Anyway,
hey, you make it sound like we set fire to a campus. That never happened.
No, Tatenda just swore he was going to burn one of the schools down.
Man, we weren't going to tell anyone if you set like Bacham on fire.
Yeah, we won't.
Those buildings aren't cheap.
So what else do y'all get going under in Welcome Week? That's kind of a big deal for y'all.
Well, besides the, when everyone's getting dubbed, before that, they had the Crusader games, which me and Keanu were both, he was a color leader with me.
Yep.
Which I was gold as well as him. There's the two types of color leaders. There's the purple and then there's the gold. And the purple team is like half of the freshmen and the gold team is the other half of the freshmen. And they played like some relay races and tug of war, and they finished it off with some dodgeball. So gold team won dodgeball. That was pretty hype. We had a chant that it was like a gold chant.
Nice.
Like go gold, go gold.
It was like
Yours was different from mine.
It was. We were two different gold teams, but mine was like, I was like crew, and they're like Seder, and I was like crew, and they're like Seder, and I was like B what? And they would go B gold, B gold,
Hey,
B gold,
Okay.
B gold,
yeah,
B gold, B gold.
Mess it up. Hey.
Yeah.
yeah.
Love it.
Dude, these guys have it so much more together than we did. So my roommate Nathan Berryman and I were well, see, this is part of they had the moms, the dads, and all that for Welcome Week. We were like co-dads and whatever. But I think there was a mom. It turned weird. But so we were, every Welcome Week group that year was named after a school tradition, and we were the Eternal Flame. And so they did a roll call, and Jeff Sutton gets up and he's like, Eternal Flame group, and we'd stand up and our just chant was maintenance turns us on, and that was, we were told we needed to not do that anymore.
Yeah. So how did y'all like get a mommy?
And any upperclassmen that wanted to like sign up and do Welcome Week.
Oh, Logan.
Like the leaders of the groups would be the moms and the dads, and the co's would be like the aunts and the uncles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Something like that, but it's not called mommy and daddy. I think that's
Well, we the co-dad, we agreed before leaving our apartment to go meet our group. We're just gonna be the man, you're the other dude. Like, we're just gonna drop the titles. And he's like, yeah, it's probably for the best. And they got rid of that.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious why they quit calling them moms and dads.
Everyone started dating each other. It got out of hand.
Yeah, get weird.
That would be weird.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah, they're gonna leave this podcast next week and be like, dude, we're talking to some of the alumni. Like, this school used to be a cult. All right, so
it could be a cult now, man.
Yeah, technically. Yeah. So for this semester, last time, like y'all, I was looking at our rundown of podcast guests we've had, and I actually thought we'd had a few more since the last time we talked to you, but y'all were actually one of the last ones we had on here. So it's kind of cool that we're kicking off the fall in our second season with y'all. But y'all talk for a second. What are some ideas you've got for the fall? Because I know like Welcome Week was very Welcome Week centric, but then football's kicking up soon. You'll have Couch Crew going on, and I'll admit it took off a lot faster than I expected for y'all last year.
Yeah, well, we came in with a very strong plan. We came with that video last year, which we plan on making another hype video. Hyping it up. We'll probably start on that sometime next week. I know Logan was thinking of a lot of ideas. Logan, what ideas did you have? Logan?
Can you hear us, Logan?
Logan.
Oh, he's muted. Hold on.
Logan, unmute yourself. We can't hear you.
How did we get through COVID and you still don't know how to unmute a Zoom call?
Okay. I'll go before he learns how to unmute.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. I think a good new plan for us would be next to some of our on-campus houses, we have a spot where we can tailgate, and we're not thinking beer, but more like a bunch of apple juice for crew.
Yeah, because the apple juice, like at a glance, is gold, right?
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Like apple juice. And I don't know how to make a crew dog, but we can figure it out.
And we just want to encourage monogamy as much as possible, because in the past with the mommy and daddy stuff, it has been a little.
He's not saying be monogamous with a bunch of people. He's saying let's just be normal and not weird. That's what he's saying.
Something like that. We would agree. We'd like to make like some big old video. Oh, there comes another one, Christopher.
Hey, that guy's famous now. Because anyone that reads the alumni magazine got to see him.
See this man. Yeah, let's scoot over a little bit. Yeah.
So what makes him famous? I missed
dude. Look at the alumni
honestly
magazine
read
this
of
summer.
the
He's got
alumni
like
magazine.
8 girls around him, just smiling for the crew.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm basically in all the
Every
advertisements.
single ad for UMHB has this.
I love
good
it.
reason.
I love it.
Good. I mean, I couldn't think of a better person that I would want to see every day on photos.
Thank you.
I go
Tyler-
to class. I see him at Luther. I go to Bacchum. I see him on King Street.
This is
talking
different
about
from our
Chris, we're
couch
talking
crew.
about
Theirs
Chris.
is growing right in front of our eyes.
Yeah, this is incredible. Instead of shrinking.
Yeah.
Oh,
We couldn't fill a couch by the end of ours. All right. So football schedule, looking at it. Usually I look at the schedule, I yawn, and I just circle whenever Hardin Simmons is going to be playing. And I'm like, okay, that's the weekend I'm going to go.
Dude,
But
we do play Whitewater League too, right?
yeah, I was about to say, I won't, but Tyler, you can talk about your new plans for that.
Yeah, I've got some flights booked up to Wisconsin on September 9th, going up with some other old alumni buddies. So we want to start taking off some bucket list D3 stadiums, and
Yeah.
Perkins is right up there.
Population in Wisconsin.
There's like 3 people that live in the state, but I will tell you, I went to Whitewater my sophomore year, and it was -2 degrees at breakfast, and it was 0 degrees at kickoff. And they marched a frat into their side of the stadium, and they were wearing nothing but Speedos and elf hats because it was like right before Christmas break.
That's actually cool. That's
Yeah, it was like 8,000 people cussing us out. It was bad. We lost so bad too.
Dang.
Yeah, that
8,000.
Yeah.
Seen 8,000.
well, so Whitewater's population, last I read, which was like 10 years ago, it was like close to 10,000 students, but they're so far from the other D2 schools that the NCAA lets them stay D3. So that's how they got good at football and all that other stuff, because they got 1 million students there.
Also, their student body is the size of like Baylor's. They're a big school.
They're
that's
huge,
whack.
yeah. So
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty massive personally. Yeah.
they need to bust y'all up
That's
there for
crazy.
that.
Dude, for real.
Regular season.
I'll run if I have to.
Dude,
I love
so
it.
that actually is
Are y'all planning on any road trips this year, like up to going to the Abilene game,
Like busing up to the Abilene game.
or just
or just
On
driving
your
up,
own.
whatever?
because
Yeah, I
gas
wouldn't
is
mind
cheap.
taking a busty up there, but I do think once we get there, since it's Abilene, I don't know how many people would. I don't know. It's a little close to home to consider it a trip, but it's far enough for people to be swayed away. So we need to really encourage people to go.
Yeah, that'll be a project of ours to make sure
Yeah.
we go there, because I think it'd be funny if we went there and made them like egged Hardin Simmons on as they lost, because it's a little bit easier to lose at home for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at how many fans the people from Abilene came down to Belton the last 2 years, I guess. They were loud. They made themselves known.
They have there's like a difference between like hope and expectation. Like hope is like keeps going. We just have like the expectation.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that.
All right, it's like there's no chance of losing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just know we'll win.
So
Yeah,
I love it.
Tyler and I have been to enough Lubbock. I said Lubbock because I'll be in Lubbock tonight that they're in Abilene, but we've been to enough Abilene games where the visiting crowd, especially when we win, is just you want to get out as quickly as you can, but you also kind of want to stay and celebrate a little bit because it just pours lemon juice on the cut.
yes.
So
Yeah.
they used to have a group called the Couch Crew CREW there. And we had the Couch Crew. And when both existed at the same time, like they had to put police officers between the two, and like their side tried to charge ours and stuff. So it's definitely a fun trip. But yeah, I recommend going back to Belton that night.
Couch Crew is dominantly a cab, but I do think that once we produce.
Sorry, excuse me.
Most of us are a
The
cab.
C
But I
is
do
for
think that-
Cowboys.
Against Cowboys and abortion. But I do think that I was just look, if there's 2 opposing couch crews, we can run them off. I'm
There
confident.
you go.
I agree.
Chris, didn't you have like an idea for Couch Crew that you were talking to me about it upstairs the other day?
I said that we honestly should do something that's more like Camp Rock kind of. I know that might be like
Okay.
after your time.
Well, we're kind of incorporate everybody and think outside the box. So like we're trying to do things we didn't do last year. to incorporate new things. So sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no, you're good. So like one of the things I was thinking we should do is we should like incorporate like all of our friends that play instruments in the crew to like, I don't know, like compose like a fight song or something like that. That sounds really cool. I don't know how we would work on doing that, but I think it'd be kind of a vibe.
No, I love that idea.
Yeah,
Yes.
do like a MLS, the crazy fan sections at all the Texas MLS teams that have like
sections and all that.
We do pots and pans, like we're great.
There you go.
Person type of stuff.
What's funny is like, you know, you look at those pro soccer games where it's kind of like ages like teenager all the way through old people just like all acting insane. And I thought about this yesterday. I was getting ready for this podcast, but Tyler, can you imagine if Couch Crew had been like student and alumni, and so people that left never really left, and it had just stayed like for good?
Yeah, we'd have had 20 more people. It would have been great.
we joke like there was no one there. For a long time, Couch Crew was like 500 people when I first joined it, but
yeah.
So looking at the schedule, we've got Muhlenberg, obvious win. Whitewater, I want to hear the prediction. How's that game going to go? I don't know. Muhlenberg, Muhlenberg.
We played them last year with Coach Fred, and it wasn't pretty close. So we play them this year. It might be close. Probably won't be. We'll probably win again.
Yeah, easy dub. What did you have?
Just don't raid their hotel the night before they come to Belton. That's a different story for a different time. Yeah. Oh, see, we got family weekend with Southwestern, which it just blows my mind that like that's a big trip for them from Georgetown. Like they come up to Belton. I'm like, it's 30 minutes away.
I mean, sometimes we play. Sometimes I wish we would just play like Georgetown High School. I feel like they could put up a better fight sometimes.
Yeah.
But
you're not wrong.
HSU, we're obviously going to win, but y'all think it's going to be close, like because they scare us sometimes, or y'all think this time it'll be a blowout?
I think last year it was close, and we didn't take them seriously, so it's like, but this year we're going to come back and be like, okay, y'all almost got us last time, so we're going to take y'all seriously, and we're going to beat them by like, my prediction is 35-14.
Solid.
Probably exactly what will happen.
I'm going to need.
We just need as many men in the stands as possible
to scream.
Yes.
No women. We need a
few, but a few for Couch Crew, but nah, we're just kidding around. We're just messing. No, we would like everyone to come out, but we would appreciate some more men. The girl to guy ratio isn't exactly fantastic at UMHB.
Oh, for real? Still, is it still way more women?
Very swayed still.
Yeah, it's actually transitioned a little bit. I think this year's the first year that it's flipped and there's been more guys.
No way.
Really?
Dang. Because I just feel like every time I walk out on campus, it's like freshman girls are everywhere.
It's because all the guys are hiding. Yeah.
That's fair.
Girls are scary. I have no riz. I can't get a girlfriend.
Aw.
Poor thing.
We can run an ad at the end of this for you. It's all right.
Let's go.
I appreciate
We
that.
already made the ad, so it'll.
Yeah.
All right. So we got
somewhere. Yeah.
I was gonna just like read the rest of the schedule real quick and say dub. But I just realized we're at ETBU. For some reason, I was thinking we were there last. Yes, but they're another one of those stupid schools that like scares us when we're there. Like in Marshall, we always play like garbage for some reason. But I don't know. We'll still win.
I got a question just about like the general like attitude of students on campus about the season coming up. Is there just an attitude like an excitement, we're ready, like let's see what happens, or is it just like it kind of what you were saying earlier, like it's like we'll pay attention once playoffs come around, like regular season ain't nothing for us?
Honestly, like we're all know that we're gonna blow them out the water, and so it doesn't really matter. Like, like honestly, like I'm just like, well, I guess we'll see y'all at the big game.
Well, like I know that Hardin Simmons is pretty upset they didn't get into the playoffs, but like whenever your reason to get into playoffs is you almost beat someone, you know.
Yeah.
Like control what you can control.
Yeah. It's like if you can't control a 28-0 lead, I don't think you should go to the playoffs.
No. I'm with you.
Well, I think Tyler will back me up on this. I think part of what kept people interested when we were there was Couch Crew, at least like my first 2, maybe 3 years of college. So I guess, your freshman year, it was stuff like when Hardin Simmons was coming to town, we were up till 4 a.m. playing Running Man. It was like the whole campus. It was like the excitement was there, but actually the excitement had little to do with the game. It was kind of like whatever we came up with, tailgating or whatever to do around the game. And that plus all the trash talk.
We're looking forward to enforce this year.
Yeah, we're gonna make a lot of people run.
Yes.
I love
I like it.
About time we shed some weight.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think really like the draw has always been the fun that you have with everyone else, either on road trips or at home games or at the tailgates or whatever. Like that community, that's like the fun of it. And so that's why I think y'all are so smart doing what y'all are doing, trying to like build communities, you said, and like have these tailgates and all that. That's the winning strategy.
The Apple tailgate is what we might call it. Apple.
We're in the process.
We're in the process.
But
I think there should be
apple juice tailgate. Is that where that's coming from?
I have a
Applegate.
sign. We might try to do a sign. Welcome to Applebee's.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all about food.
And then like a yellow and purple bee.
I love it.
That'd be cool. I didn't realize we're still doing the military appreciation thing. And fun fact about that, we sort of got that going with our group, but it was a joke. So during a massive culture change,
it wasn't a joke, but
it wasn't a joke, but it started as so. What had happened was we got called out on Facebook going into the Sul Ross game my senior year, saying that Couch Crew made UMHB look unchristlike because we were too redneck. And we were like, what? So as a joke, we were like, hey, let's schedule a camo out. Let's just have all the fans show up in camo. And so we put it on Facebook. The school approved it. We had everybody lined up to wear camo for no reason other than just
we called it a military appreciation.
Not yet. The Fort Hood massacre happened that week after we'd gotten it planned.
Was that the thing here?
Yeah. And so we went to the administration, said, okay, now instead of this being like a last laugh for us, let's just make it into a military appreciation for Fort Hood. And not only did they approve it, they rolled in a tank from Fort Hood into the parking lot and draped the Couch Crew banner over it. And I'll see if I can find a picture and put it on the screen during the podcast. But there was that. And then you know how like some stadiums or like Super Bowl, they'll put an American flag and spread it across the field. They gave one to the Couch Crew and we spread it over the whole field before the game for pregame. They did like a flyover. I mean, they went overboard with it, all because someone said we looked redneck. I mean, it was quite the escalation of events, but I'm glad they still do military appreciation. So y'all should get a tank.
It was, you know that meme? You know that meme with like the little domino and then the giant domino?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Podcast.
It's exactly what it was. So I think we should, like, there needs to be like a tailgate, maybe like homecoming or something, where it's like the Couch Crew alums chip in and help. Like, and when I say alums, I'm not talking like 3 or 4 of us. I mean like anyone that used to be. What?
Sorry.
Hey, do y'all still need a grill?
They have a crappy one that I gave them.
Oh, you gave them one. Okay.
I mean, we still haven't done like a proper tailgate yet. So that grill might be enough. I don't know how many people are going to show up, but if it grows really fast, we're going to need a bigger.
Might need a smoker.
Yeah, I would say like
I can't promise a smoker, but I might promise a bigger grill.
Jake McInnes, if you're watching this, we need you. This dude had like a truck that he turned into a grill. I mean, it's like a truck-sized grill that he would roll in. We can make something like that happen. That actually is a good segue. What can alumni do to support y'all?
Well,
one thing for sure is to be in prayer a lot. You know, I mean, I'm a ministry major. It's my day, that kind of a thing.
Yo, what up? I'm a pastor. Let's go.
Yeah, come on. But
like that's a really valid point of like the thing we're trying to do is like build a community, and the blessing we have at UMHB is that it's a Christ-like community. So I feel like that's something that God can honor, and that just being in prayer about Couch Crew, that it can, it can be a light on campus. It can be maybe a light to other schools to show like how we can have Christ-like fun and Christ-like community, and they can see the strong community we have here in Baylor. So I definitely just, when you see Couch Crew and you think about it, you think, man, I'm happy like they're bringing it back. Just shoot a prayer for us that we can, people are coming and people, we like the school likes us. We've talked to some of the staff; they like it.
Sweet.
That's good.
I agree.
I would say there's definitely like I used to tell people you can be rowdy and intimidating and borderline just whatever, like in the games, in the stadium, make the other team cry, whatever. But in the parking lot, like, hey, y'all come back next time, come tailgate with us. Because I always wanted to have a tailgate party with both fan bases together. I was quickly shot down because I thought it would just be a bunch of fights. But usually some of us would sneak over and talk to the other team's fans afterwards. And with the exception of McMurray and Hardin Simmons, usually the other team's fans were like, y'all are hilarious. Like, we don't even care. This is funny. But there's definitely a way you can kind of like build friendships and have an outreach while also having that home field advantage. I think you can definitely have the two. See, I just remembered. So on Instagram, we put like a little Q&A box for anybody that has questions for Couch Crew. And I put new or old. And one, I didn't write down the person's actual name, but whoever at littlehuman.kbk is, put what's the best part of Couch Crew and being a part of it?
The couch. The couch.
Someone that was actually the next question was actually a guy that asked if y'all would have a couch this year. And I told him you had a small one, but I didn't know if the little mini couch was still going to make an appearance.
Yeah, well, last year, we tried to bring out a couch, but they were a little, it's a newer field, and they're like, we don't know if we can bring it on there. But there's a certain point when, give unto Caesar what Caesar's. But the Mennonites also went out and defeated many Philistines. So we're gonna do a balance of love and hate. We really love our counselors and those above us, but we're gonna see how much we can really push the. We're gonna see how much we can really push the Couch Crew this year.
I love it.
Boundaries, that's kind of the student's job. Is to push the boundaries. One thing that we were looking into is getting like an inflatable.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Like when you'd have to like blow, like.
All right. So next question someone sent, and I don't know if this was like towards older Couch Crew y'all, because I don't know if y'all would even know, but they asked if the old Crusader chant was going to come back. I was like, I don't know if y'all even know that one.
What was it?
There's like a chant of Crusader that the guys do, and then the girls have this UMHB thing they sing during it, and it's like sounds stupid, but when it's going on in the stadium, it is actually pretty cool. I can send it to y'all.
I forget about the echo the girls did.
Yeah, the girls did this like echo thing that was really cool, and I think y'all had more girls in your section than we did last I saw at a football game, so that could be pretty cool.
We do know.
Let's see. I think that was all the ones people submitted. But yeah, so in a nutshell, travel to a couple of road games. You're going to try to do some cool tailgate stuff, generate some excitement, scare some people off, do the Philistines thing. I think y'all going to have a good year.
Amen.
Yes, sir. That's the plan.
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
Well,
It really is.
Again, I know like it's been a year now and we're still it's almost surreal to people that saw the first one go away that there's now a Couch Crew again. And it's really exciting to see that it's going to continue. And it's like, I was looking at that football schedule when we were going down it. And when we were looking at Hardin Simmons, I was like, Couch Crew didn't start at the beginning of last year. It started like halfway through. So it's going to be cool to see like a full season with it and what y'all are able to do. But yeah, Tyler, can you think of any other questions? Cause I'm drawing a blank.
No, I'm just excited to see what y'all do and how y'all keep up the momentum this year.
It's gonna be a good time. I
want to come get some apple juice for real.
Amen.
Hey, yo.
Come on over and drink some apple juice.
Tyler, we'll go to the Applegate or whatever they're going to call it.
Applegate.
Applebee.
The Christina Applegate.
The Christina Applegate. No, there really was an incident called Whitewater Gate from Wisconsin Whitewater, and that is an entirely different podcast episode to go down. But yeah, never raid your opponent's hotel.
It once when I go to Whitewater.
Yeah, if y'all go to Whitewater, Tyler can tell y'all while you're there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we will.
We're thinking about it. We're thinking about it.
Yeah.
Have a plan.
Well, if I'd have won that,
I love it.
if I'd have won that massive lottery, I'd have just sent y'all. But unfortunately, I did not.
Arsenic.
Yeah, well,
You would burn that.
Fire.
well, dude, we'll
It would
let y'all.
definitely be the longest road trip that I can think of. I know you went to Iowa, Garrett, but like
We drove to Iowa.
Iowa's only
That was
half
stupid. No, we didn't time that well at all. Like, it's good that y'all are planning because when we went to Iowa to play against Central, we didn't have a plan. I'm sitting there on like Monday or Tuesday. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, we could just drive to Iowa. That's no problem. So I messaged a couple guys on Facebook. It was like, hey, trip to Iowa this weekend? Yeah, sure, why not? So we go to chapel that day. We make an announcement like, hey, we're going to Iowa. If anybody wants to go, just jump in the car. Just skip chapel right now and just go. We're going. And everyone's like, you're not going to Iowa. So I got out of the chapel and they literally picked me up and we left. We waited on a dude to get out of class. We didn't leave Belton until like 12:30 in the afternoon and took 16 hours to get to Pella, Iowa. And it was just a miserable drive, but worth it. Not as bad as Mississippi
That
College.
was such a stupid.
Yeah.
That was such a stupid idea to go to Iowa.
Hours?
I didn't even do it.
That wasn't as long as our trip to
Ohio.
Ohio.
Canton.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's true.
And we even left the girl behind at the gas station too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
It did fly back.
That's all right. Well, I think we left her somewhere like
Alabama.
in like Alabama, so there's like really limited trafficking there.
Hey, be glad y'all don't have to go to Clinton, Mississippi, because the first thing that was said when we rolled into that town was our friend Seth saying, hey, if y'all hear banjos, we're out of here. It was
Oh
bad.
my Lord.
It was bad.
And I bet you heard one.
Dude, Sam's right. Did you hear one?
No.
I'm glad.
We got the Mississippi
I'm
Aboriginals.
surprised. I'm shocked, honestly.
All right. Well, guys,
Really?
thank y'all for doing this. It's we've got a lot of guests lined up
Hey,
for
have a
this
fun
season.
time.
So
We
yeah.
got to hear about the hotel story next podcast.
Yeah. You'll hear it. You will hear it.
We'll tell it.
Yeah.
All right.
And
It's been one of those. It's a great story, so we got to like save it for the
it'll
right
have to be an
moment.
entire episode. There were a lot of logistics involved, but
Yeah.
we will I don't know which game, but we'll see y'all at one of these games coming up for sure.
Yeah, you'll see us. We're gonna be active.
Awesome.
Awesome.
All right.
Well,
Y'all
y'all
go
have
out
a good
there,
year.
meet some
you.
girls. Y'all said no one's out there meeting them, so y'all go do that instead of talking to
Right.
us.
Mommy.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're gonna have some cool guests, some cool unique episodes coming up. Garrett, you better start studying up. We're gonna do a draft of the all-time greatest crew football players.
I've got my
with
list.
Andy. Yeah.
I'm not,
me
and I
Andy
will.
like-
I'm going to give
like-
you a quick little spoiler. Not all of them are going to be
Yeah.
who I think would make the winningest team. I'm going with who I would pay the most
Oh,
money
no,
to watch.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, because I've got a quarterback in my head, and I don't necessarily think he's the best quarterback, but he's so yeah, for sure. I'm with you. My tight end is based totally off of vibes.
Well, hey, I actually have a group of former football players that said they'd be down to come on here one night for a reunion. So that'd be cool.
Good.
Yeah.
We should do that. Yeah, I'm excited. I think we need to see if we can do a podcast live from Wisconsin Whitewater when me and Andy are up there. That could be fun. It might be a good opportunity to tell the story of Whitewater Gate, or maybe even have like an all road trip episode or something where we just
that'd be cool.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So we've got some good stuff coming up. I'm excited about.
It's gonna be a good season of the podcast for sure.
Hope so.
All right. Well, it is
Well, sweet.
fall. Well, we're getting into fall 2022, and HSU
HSU still sucks.